AEW Fight Forever has just come out, and a lot of the fan feedback right now is it's lacking a little bit of depth. And overall, I think I'm having a lot of fun with just the core gameplay itself. I do agree there is a lot of room to improve here. Today we're talking about some of the feedback from the design team for AEW Fight Forever, and the big news is the updates that we are going to be getting this summer. Justin Leeper, who served as the lead narrative designer for AEW Fight Forever's Road to Elite story mode, had some feedback on the Cultaholic podcast regarding the game, and he noted some of the feedback, the scores for the game too, and how it was being received. Leeper says, quote, "Yeah, I think we're pretty happy. I think that I was at least aware that the reviews might not be in the stratosphere, but at the end of the day, I make games for the player. I make games so that the people that are interested in it will pick it up and find some fun and enjoyment in it. Does that mean I made a perfect mode? No, definitely not. Especially taking it as a from the ground up first ever effort for a brand new IP, I think we've accomplished what we wanted to do." To pause there for a second, I do kind of agree. For AEW Fight Forever, AEW Games, THQ Nordic working together, putting this game together in 4 years time, it's an accomplishment. We have an alternative wrestling game out there, an alternative mainstream wrestling game. There are other wrestling games. There's WrestleQuest that is coming out this August, Wrestling Empire. There are others that are even coming out soon. But having a big mainstream alternative to the WWE 2K franchise, it is a breath of fresh air. It is fun to have an alternative, and it is fun to play a game that is not a hardcore simulation experience. I do appreciate from Justin, as well as even Kenny Omega from previous interviews, that they've come out and said ahead of the game's release that this is not going to have this crazy depth of the 2K series. This is a casual pick up and play experience, and I've appreciated the transparency. What drives me nuts with any video game is blocking everything off from the public, not letting anybody know what's going on, or leading us to believe it's going to be one thing when it's actually another. Justin continues to say that, quote, "I think we accomplished what we wanted to do for the mode. I think we made it kind of easy to play, hard to master kind of game that was intuitive to the controls and fun to play. It's something to build off of, very much so, and I hope there are some updates that come that bring some other people into the fold who hadn't bought the game yet. By and large, the people who I've heard from that are playing it are enjoying what they're playing." And that's just it. People that are playing Road to Elite, I've gone through it once already. It has value in that there's multiple playthroughs available that you need to kind of go back and play through a couple of times to get everything. I find it limiting in some aspects, but I do kind of appreciate that it's not this 25-hour experience running through with your creator wrestler. I can play as CM Punk or Kenny Omega. I can play as my creator wrestler. But what do you think about Road to Elite, and what do you think about the review scores so far that are hitting it around 6 to 6.5 out of 10? I'd love to know what you think. And the one thing I've been waiting for is, since the game has come out, when is the first big patch gonna drop, right? I haven't seen anything substantial that has been reported, anything that has told us that this is a day one patch or we've seen these significant changes, but there is hope because Kenny Omega himself has been interviewed and he has talked about some of the updates, additions to the game, match types, modes that are going to be coming even as early as this summer. Coming over from Fightful.com, Kenny Omega says that with AEW Fight Forever, we're going to see more additions from the game. One of the first things that is talked about, it's been posted online, we can confirm even from THQ themselves through press releases, is that the online Stadium Stampede mode is confirmed. This is going to be a battle royale mode online where you and 30 other players can go in the stadium, wrestle, pick up weapons, get loot. It's going to be Fortnite with wrestlers. I'm kind of excited for it. Twitter user Drainmaker posted this saying, "Not officially announced yet, but apparently AEW Fight Forever has an online Stadium Stampede match type using the Battle Pass, a battle royale style mode pitting together up to 30 players at once, fight within a massive stadium, and aim to be the last wrestler standing." What do you think? I am kind of into this. Number one, haven't seen this in a wrestling game before. Two, hope it's stable. Like, I hope it's stable and works. I haven't had very many issues with online experience right now. I have played some matches online, find it kind of decent, both on PC and on Xbox. The Stadium Stampede mode has me very curious because it's an alternative. It's different. I like that. I like I'm getting something new and refreshing, especially for my online wrestling game experience. To be able to go online, get into a match and go do a battle royale type of mode, collect stuff, get cash, get rewards, rank up in the leaderboards. Like, there's a lot that they can build off of this, and they could start off with Stadium Stampede. They could expand it later on and do the Hardy Compound. They could kind of do whatever they want here. It's highlighting the kind of casual silliness of what this game has to offer. And I do like that. I think some players out there may not enjoy this, and it's just not something they want to do, and that's cool. But we are expected to get this sometime in the summer, presumably right around August. And based on the images we have here, you can see that there's going to be loot boxes. We're going to be able to get different weapons just like you can with Fortnite. Being able to battle it out in different sections of the stadium itself is really cool. Getting inside of a cart or riding a freaking horse around the stadium, it's gonna be silly. So I'd love to see that they are dipping their toe into this. Hopefully it is stable, it works. And it's only like a month away from releasing, which is a really good sign that they're wanting to do more and more with this game. Kenny Omega had more to say within the interview too about future updates. Kenny says, quote, "There's always going to be additions to this game. You haven't seen anything yet. You've seen a little bit, but you haven't seen a lot of things that I'm very excited for," he said. "There's something in particular coming up that has sort of been leaked a little bit, the Stadium Stampede mode. I'm very excited for it, and I think people are going to have a lot of fun. It's something so incredibly unique, and I think it's going to be great. The roster, we're going to add bodies to the roster as well." Now, we don't know for sure. This is presumably in the form of more DLC. We know of season 1 that is out, that is confirmed, where we're gonna get a total of 6 wrestlers and 6 mini games. I'm glad that they are talking about more additions to the game, more bodies being added in here. I hope some of them are added in for free, because right now, some of my pushback with the game for a lot of players, and a lot of players just feedback in general, is that they're having fun with the game, but they're not crazy about the price tag. We're gonna do a future video talking more in depth about season pass, the price, and so on. And I like that Kenny is talking so early on about more things that are coming, but I do feel that there is going to be a section of players that are gonna feel like, well, if you were going to add more things, great, but shouldn't they have been there at launch? I paid full price for this game, and I'm not getting everything, and you're telling me it's gonna come eventually. This is where I feel, and I am not a developer, I'm just a big dummy sitting in the chair, but it tells me that maybe, I'm speculating, that there might have been some real push of, we have to get this game out, get it out there, start selling it, and we will work on making more additions to the game later on. Because it had been in development for so long, it's hard not to believe that at some point they felt, we need to release this thing as is and work behind the scenes to add even more, because I do feel that it is missing the depth, especially for the price point for players. Kenny continues on to say, custom parts for Create a Wrestler, all that stuff. So we are going to get more creation updates coming in for your Create a Wrestler. I hope that also is going to mean that on the creation side, they are going to do more with Create an Arena. I find that is very bare bones, and almost that it wasn't even needed to be in the game based off of what is in there. It doesn't allow for a lot of freedom and a lot of creativity, but I'd be excited if they can add more parts to it. Kenny also says that, I can't wait to share more announcements with people and to see more of the roster, more match types, and see the videos turn up online for how people are enjoying it. The one line in there that we pick up on, more match types. This, I hope, is true. Outside of Stadium Stampede, we need more match types in the core of the game. Fight Forever is supposed to be that base platform of a game where they're not going to annualize this thing. They're going to build off of it. And I'm excited for that. I like that approach a lot. I wish 2K would take elements of that and stop annualizing the game. They can't. They make money every year off of it. But I like that AEW is doing a different approach. And if they are going to be able to give us more match types, imagine where this thing could be in 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years from where we started. And at that point, the game would cost a lot less. The roster would be so much bigger. But for match types in the immediate future, what I'd really like to see is, number one, before you get to the match types, fix up some of the glitches and some of the issues that players have been reporting, regardless of their console, regardless of their platform right now. They're seeing bugs and glitches and issues. I'd like to see some substantial patches coming out first, and then if they can in the summertime or in the fall, we start looking at match types being added in. Comment below what match types you do want to have in this game. For me, I think they need to expand on even the basic ones that are already in there. Give me a tornado tag team match. Give me a handicap match. Take the ladder match and allow me to have a 2-on-2 tag. Now, I also know that people in the comments will say, well, I want blood and guts. We don't have trios matches to begin with. So I think, in my opinion, I think we're a little bit too far away from that being a reality. But I would like to see them expand some of the basic match types they already have in the game. Add in a cage match, maybe an Iron Man match. Allow us to play with some of the rules for standard matches or for tag team matches, so I can toggle the rules on and off as I want. If they can get these fundamentals down, get this done quickly, make sure it works, and we get Stadium Stampede in like August. We get more patches for stability and the fixes again in July and August, and they start telling us and explaining some of the match types that we could experience, like a cage match or expanding the existing match type plus the roster. AEW Fight Forever could be in a very healthy spot before the end of the year.